Okie dokie dokie. Are we recording?
It's recording right now.
You and your baby hoodie. I'm Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow. Chris is giggling in his baby hoodie.
That's right, my baby hoodie. I'm Chris, also co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. Ah, you're messing up my hair. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make keto easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Take off that hood.
I'm going to.
Okay, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for daily updates on our Keto Chow happenings. We are grateful you're with us on our journey.
And normally this would be a live stream, but we are indisposed right now.
Indubitably.
So we're pre-recording this. Also, so that we can have this as a video on our YouTube channel to answer questions, because we get it fairly regularly. What are the differences between the different Keto Chow electrolyte products? Like, what is it?
Yes, and now that we introduced the daily minerals, it's been a little bit complicated to help people understand where they would use each different electrolyte. So the daily minerals are a good base. It's a good thing to, are you showing on the website?
No, I'm showing you right now.
Okay, so it has inside inland sea mineral concentrates, deionized water, potassium chloride, sea salt, zinc sulfate, citric acid, manganese, gluconate, copper gluconate, sodium borate, chromium chloride, sodium molybdenum.
No one's going to know what those things are.
But I'm almost done.
Okay.
Potassium iodide and sodium selenate. And some people will know what those things are.
Okay. What do you use it for?
I was just saying the ingredients.
Okay.
What I actually meant to read was this.
Okay.
Chloride, magnesium, boron, copper, iodine, chromium, potassium, zinc, manganese, selenium, and molybdenum.
So it has the big thing that the daily minerals has is it has a really good dose of potassium, also magnesium, and a bunch of other trace minerals. So Dr. Ken Berry came up with the idea. He actually approached us and said, "Hey, I want you guys to make me an electrolyte supplement." And we're like, "Oh, okay." The idea was to replace the minerals that are no longer present in our modern foods because of soil depletion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so you're missing the magnesium, you're missing the potassium, all those other different things, just because of you grow grass that's been, the farmland that's been tapped out. The cows that eat that grass aren't going to have the same nutrients that they're supposed to have. An avocado from 1940 had more nutrients than the one you'd get today because they've just been growing the same thing over and over again, that sort of thing. And a lot of the different things that are in the daily minerals, it's stuff that Dr. Berry was supplementing himself, like iodine and chromium. And I think he actually just got tired of taking a bunch of supplements every day and just wanted one. So it comes in a liquid. It actually should probably have a bit more sodium, but we wanted to get it down to a more reasonable serving size, which is a tablespoon.
Yeah, and that's per day.
Yes. Now, and as Miriam said, the daily minerals is a good base. Like say you're just doing a ketogenic diet, whether you use Keto Chow or not, you're
Whether
probably
you supplement with things.
My eyes itchy. You're probably going to be deficient in a lot of the minerals that are in the daily minerals. Let me share my screen really quick. So here we got the daily minerals. Scroll, scroll, scroll. There's Dr. Berry. And
You're making me dizzy with the scroll.
Here it is. So there you've got the supplement information as far as how much potassium. And again, this is per tablespoon. The large bottle, if filled up to the bottom of the threads, is a tablespoon. We also have a little tiny bottle compared to the big bottle. And that one, the lid is a teaspoon, which is a third of a tablespoon.
So you could do 3 teaspoons a day. Yeah. And it's interesting because you can do it kind of however you want. I do it differently than Chris does it. He will do the whole tablespoon in a bottle of water with like a true lemon packet.
Yep.
Or like lemon juice.
And I slowly drink it through the day.
Yep. And then I will do just like probably a half a teaspoon, like 5 times a day.
Okay.
Or 3 teaspoons in 3 different drinks of water throughout the day.
And Dr. Barry says he likes to use this guy and just put a few drops in everything.
Yep.
If I remember correctly, I did the math. You need like 300 drops to equal a tablespoon.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of drops. Anyhow, so yeah, that's the daily minerals.
It does have a taste. It doesn't have added flavor, so it doesn't
Yes.
taste sweet. It tastes like minerals taste. And so you want to put it in something if you want to not taste it.
And that's one thing about our electrolyte supplements that differ from a lot of other electrolyte supplements out there is it's just minerals. Like we're not adding lemon flavor or peach or watermelon. We're not adding stevia or any other sweeteners. It's just minerals. So you can add it to your coffee. You can add it to your flavor enhanced water. You can put it in Diet Mountain Dew. Anything that you want to add it to, you can. And one thing that Dr. Barry actually really likes to do is, and Joe and Rachel for that matter, is use it for cooking. High heat will not damage the minerals at all. In fact,
that's what's so cool about minerals.
you actually have to get to like several thousand degrees in order to do anything to the minerals.
Yeah, because minerals and vitamins are not the same thing.
No, they're not.
So it may feel like, minerals and vitamins, all these big words that are something, they're all the same, but they're not. Vitamins will degrade with heat, but minerals will not.
That's true. Now, on the Daily Minerals page, it's usually the best place to find this. In the description, there is a link to a fantastic blog post that gets into a lot of the really nitty-gritty about why electrolytes are so important on the keto diet, which electrolytes are useful for different things, and why you would want to use, say, the daily minerals versus one of our other electrolyte supplements. And then there's even a comparison sheet where I just put together a comparison of the different supplements that we have along with other supplements out there, so that you can compare them. But let's see. Okay, so here we have, how did the other Keto Chow electrolyte supplements fit into the formula? So first we've got the Electrolyte Drops.
Which has sodium, magnesium, and potassium.
Yeah, it's kind of
it's like a balanced mix of each of those.
Electrolyte Drops. And let me actually, I can just switch back over here and go back a page. Here's the Electrolyte Drops. So with the Electrolyte Drops.
Oh, that little table.
Yep. So you've got sodium, some magnesium, and about the same amount of potassium as there is sodium. So if you're just doing a keto diet, or you're an athlete and are just looking for electrolytes, this is a good balanced mix of all of them. The next one we came out with was the Magnesium Drops.
Yeah, which taste horrible. I'm not gonna
Tastes
lie.
like magnesium.
I try to tell everybody it tastes horrible, but it works so good. It works so good. You can't deny how good it works.
And what do you use it for?
Oh, I use it for headaches, leg cramps, and to help me sleep.
Okay. There's actually a peer-reviewed study that indicates that type 2 diabetics that supplement magnesium will have better glucose control.
Oh yeah, that's
which
cool.
is really surprising that magnesium could help with glucose control. That's in addition to anything else they may or may not be doing.
Yeah.
Just supplementing magnesium would help with that. A lot of people have also seen magnesium help them with depression and other mood disorders. Now, we do not make medical claims.
Yep, those are just things that we've heard.
People see that magnesium helps with those, and this happens to be a very good source of a very pure form of magnesium. It's specifically magnesium chloride is what it is. And it's also in an ionic form, and it's already pre-dissolved into water. So it's not like, a lot of times when you go to take a magnesium supplement, it's magnesium oxide, which is white paint. Your body can't take the magnesium out of the oxide very easily. It's not very bioavailable.
Yeah. And magnesium in its ionic form is a lot bioavailable. A
Yes.
lot.
It's super on it.
It's super a lot.
And then, well, so with the electrolyte drops, it has a good amount of potassium. Most people that are doing a ketogenic diet, it's very easy to get salt. You just put salt on your food. Potassium and magnesium are a bit more difficult. But the electrolyte drops, by having just a kind of a balanced mix of all three, it's good for most people. That's what they're looking for with an electrolyte supplement. We were contacted by one of our friends, that's Megan Ramos from the Fasting Method and Intensive Dietary Management. They do a lot of stuff with people who are, well, that are doing extended fasting and also that have kidney problems. And if you have kidney failure, you actually have to be very careful about your potassium intake.
Yes.
And they wanted to get an electrolyte supplement that was higher in sodium and lower in potassium. And the fasting drops is actually closer to, if you wanted to get all of your electrolytes from one source, because say, I don't know, you're not eating food and you're fasting, what ratios would you want? And that's pretty much dead on what we have with the fasting drops, because you want really a lot of sodium with a little bit of magnesium and a little bit of potassium. And now they do come in different size bottles.
Yep. The little bottle is like, if the fasting drop little bottle right there, that's like a daily serving when you're fasting.
Yeah. Like you would go through an entire bottle.
You have to keep that in mind. But it really helps, because I fasted with and without the drops. And man, it's so much easier to get through a fast if you're supplementing with salt.
And with the electrolyte drops and the fasting drops, it actually comes in 3 sizes. We have a little teeny tiny bottle. Look, banana runt for scale.
That we don't eat because it's full of sugar.
Yes. You have a large bottle that comes with an empty little bottle that you can refill the little bottle, because the little bottle doesn't leak. Like you can toss that in your pocket. It's not going to leak at all. And it has a little dropper in it as well. The big bottle, once you open it and you take the seal off, if you have this on its side,
store it sideways. It'll leak.
It's going to leak. It's going to form a crust, and that's just what it does. It's salt, and we actually have it as concentrated as you can get and still be liquid. So as soon as some leaks out, it's going to dry and form a crust. We also have a really big bottle.
Not as big as the Daily Minerals.
No, not as big.
It's bigger.
Yeah, the Daily Minerals is a 946 milliliter bottle. This bottle is 550. This one does not come with the little bottle. But yeah, so you've got the 3 different sizes. It of course is cheaper per milliliter if you get the really big one. It's actually $34. There you go.
Yeah.
I forgot how much that was. The magnesium drops, on the other hand, is that clickable? Yes, it is. Only comes, well, it does come in 3 sizes. Currently, you can get what are called the RIP packs.
No, they're out of stock.
Oh, those are out of stock. Okay, we need to take it. I was going to say, we were almost out of stock. They are out of stock now. We've actually discontinued that. But we do have the little tiny bottle and the large bottle with the little teeny bottle that you can refill. It doesn't have the super gigantic one.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
And it tastes horrible. So you're prepared. One thing about the magnesium I wanted to tell you, I take it, if I just want to get it down real fast, I put a little tiny bit of water in a cup, swig it, fill up my cup again, swig it again, so it's gone because it tastes bad. But the easiest way to get it down fast is having a cup with a straw. You put the little dropper tip in the straw, drop it down, it goes to the bottom. You drink out of the straw, it'll go right up in the straw, and then your drink will follow it. Whatever you're drinking, your water, whatever, and then it'll be down fast. You won't have to taste it as much. That's the fastest way to not taste it and get it down fast. And the thing is, it works so good. I took magnesium before I went to bed last night. I had a horrible headache, and before I was even asleep, my headache was gone. So I know it works. It's real.
Okay, now as far as dosing goes, there's one that we forgot, and that's, you want to grab the tablet? Oh, it's
Yes.
right here.
Yes.
So one other version of one other electrolyte supplement that we have are these tablets. So let me just pull it up here, electrolytes. And there's the tablets. These are essentially the electrolyte drops. Each tablet is the equivalent of a third teaspoon of the electrolyte drops. The serving size of the electrolyte drops is a half teaspoon. So each of these, it's not like a 1-to-1. It's like you would take 3 of these for every full capful.
So if you
Of the
don't want
little-
to taste it, which these ones aren't as awful as the magnesium. The magnesium
these
just
just taste
tastes
salty.
bad. Those just taste salty. But if you don't want to taste it, you can easily just do these
Yeah.
these pills.
And
They're capsules.
they're
not capsules.
they're not tiny
pressed
pills.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big pill.
Right there.
Oh. Well, these are the ones that are falling apart.
Yeah, but let's show them that they're
Huh.
falling apart.
This is what happens if you
You want to put it closer to the. We're sharing. So if you
No, we're
change. Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you can see this very well, but if there's even powder down here at the bottom, you have to keep the bottles
Closed.
closed because, well, there's actually a picture of it right here. Why are my tablets disintegrating? Because they will
They're hygroscopic.
hygroscopic. You got it.
I can learn hard words.
Yeah, so they will suck in moisture and start to fall apart. But as long as you keep the lid tightly closed, you just open it up, use them, close it up again, you're going to be fine. Anyway, I like them because I don't have to taste the water that's salty, and they're really easy. Like, I'll actually take some just before I go to bed, and then my kidneys say, oh, maybe we don't have to keep on processing water all night long because we got all this extra salt. So we don't have to make him wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom.
And what's that called?
That is called nocturia.
Yeah, so you don't have as much nocturia if you take some of those at night. And that's only one person's story. So you can try whatever you want yourself.
Yes, and that's one data point. But I really like them also because I don't have to drink a lot of water, and it's just really simple to just grab and go. So I like these. I use these a lot. Way more than Miriam does.
Yeah, I think I've used them once. Oh, and I wanted to use them another time that we didn't have them.
Yes, but Miriam uses the magnesium drops a lot. Okay,
all the time.
Dosing. How much of the different ones should you take? So the daily minerals, the recommended dosage is 1 dose per day.
Per day.
Do you have to do an entire dose? Probably not.
Well, depending on what you're eating too. Like if you're eating a lot of meat, like that's really high in nutrient dense, you probably wouldn't need as much.
What if you're using Keto Chow?
Well, if you're using Keto Chow, you don't have to
So
do the daily minerals because we have those minerals in Keto Chow.
Yeah, everything that's in the daily minerals is in Keto Chow. So if you were doing 2 things of Keto Chow, you would only need a teaspoon of the daily minerals. If you're doing 1, you'd need 2 teaspoons, sort of thing. Sorry, you were going to say other stuff about the other ones.
It's gone.
It's gone. Okay, what about the magnesium drops? How much of that should you use?
I would say you probably use as needed. I use more than most people, but I also tend to be a little backed up. If people use magnesium, it'll make them go to the bathroom.
It will.
So I've heard, and I'm not saying this is reliable or not, but I've heard that if you're constipated, you just keep taking magnesium till you go to the bathroom, and then that's the right amount of magnesium that you need to take.
Oh.
But I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay. So, well, and a lot of other people will recommend like a half a capful of the magnesium drops in the morning and a half a capful at night before you go to bed. So magnesium, it explains this more on the page, and I'm going to try and make sure it's in the description. Magnesium is what allows your muscles to relax. And so if you have cramps, a lot of times it can be due to not enough magnesium, although sometimes it's a imbalance with sodium and potassium as well. That's why, again, the electrolyte drops has all 3. But because it also helps with relaxation, that helps with cramps, but it's the whole going to sleep thing. Some people, when they take magnesium, it makes them tired, like they've taken a sleeping pill. Okay, but what about the electrolyte drops? How much of that should you use?
However much you want.
And a lot of people are like, but how much should I use? It's like, Again,
A capful, half a
that's
capful.
the answer.
We oftentimes will just use the electrolytes on a daily basis, but since we have the daily minerals now, we don't feel like we need the electrolytes as much. This is how I take them. I've played with each of the different ones enough by themselves that I can kind of tell what my body needs. So if I start to feel crampy, it could be period cramps, it can be muscle cramps from my workout yesterday, it can be any kind of muscle crampiness, I know magnesium will fix it. If I've ever taken magnesium and it hasn't fixed it, I've tried the other one. So I've tried fasting drops first.
For the more sodium.
Yeah. And so, but that doesn't happen to me very often. And I think it's because I think about what I've eaten in the last like 24 hours, what I've done physically, what could cause me to feel this way, and what stresses I'm under also, and how much sleep I've got. And then that can help me decide what I need to implement.
Yeah, for me, if I'm feeling like I have a bit of a headache or I'm feeling tired, that usually is an indicator to me that I need more electrolytes. But now the question becomes, how much? So my personal way to gauge the amount of electrolytes I need is take water.
That's plain.
Just plain water. Take electrolytes. I usually use the big bottle. I just open it up and dump some in. I just go, it seems about right.
Well, and then you taste it. If it tastes too salty,
Shake it up.
Yes. If it tastes too salty, you probably
have enough.
Don't need any more.
Yep.
If it doesn't taste salty, you probably need more. If it tastes sweet, you definitely need more. Because your body is telling you need that stuff in your body.
Your body is identifying that as a nutrient that it desires and telling you want that. I want that.
I want that. It's really bad when the magnesium tastes sweet because that means your body, because it's really not sweet.
Yeah.
So if it tastes super bad, then that means you're probably not as deficient as you think.
And I can't emphasize this enough. Miriam talked about this with the straw trick. This stuff is way more dense than normal water, like a lot more dense. There's a lot of dissolved solids in here. And if you just drip it into your water and don't stir it up really, really well, it will all go straight to the bottom and hang out there. And so if
even after a while, like if your water's sitting there for 2 hours, it's going to still go to the bottom.
Yeah, it depends on how it mixes, but yeah. And so if you put a bunch in your water, don't stir it, and then drink it, it won't be as salty as it really is.
Yeah, because you'll get to the bottom of your water and then it's super salty at the bottom. So I would recommend stirring it up before you drink it or shake it before you drink it so it's all the same. Also,
just do the straw trick.
Do the straw trick because then it goes down real fast and it's gone. Also, we don't necessarily recommend putting them into Keto Chow. You can do that, but what tends to happen is it goes down to the bottom and then your last, 3 to 5 swigs of Keto Chow are tasting not as good.
I just like to get it done.
Yep.
Anyway.
We want to give you options.
Yep.
So.
And that's also why there's no sweetener or flavor or color or caffeine. You can add it to your coffee. You can add it to your water. You can add it to whatever you want. And all it's going to do is add the mineral taste, but it's not going to add other stuff along with it.
And just so you know, on the back there is dosing instructions. That is so that you can't taste it.
Yeah, that's like.
So you'd be putting 1 capful of the pocket bottle into a 32 ounce,
which is a liter.
Which is still great to use. Like you could just do that every day. Throw yourself a thing in the fridge, and just every day you refill it. Put a little bit of electrolytes in it, and it really does help. Maintain.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's it, right?
Yep.
Hey, well, thank you for joining us today. And usually say something like, "You're awesome."
You're awesome.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.